Hello, beloved children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. So, you know, what what's our number one priority in life? It's a very deep question for any person, but for a true or chronic or real addict of any variety, it's actually the most important question because it's a life or death question. If you don't have the right answer, you're going to die, or you're headed towards the path towards death. And hopefully, before that happens, you'll get the right answer. But if you don't, um, it's, as they say, insanity, jails, or death. So, what's the right answer? The 12 steps, specifically God, specifically surrendering to God, specifically keeping ourselves clean so we can be in connection to God, so we can be protected against the first compulsive bite, the first drink, the first drug, the first falling into an unhealthy relationship, the first roll of the dice. Keeping ourselves clean inwardly so that we can stay connected to God and receive that defense against the first compulsive, addictive behavior. And so we can be of service. And if that's not our number one priority, there's relapse is just right off to the side, ready to come on in. Here's what Bill Wilson had to say. There is, I suppose, a vast amount of fun about it all. I suppose some would be shocked at our seemingly worldliness and levity, but just underneath there is a deadly earnestness. Faith has to work 24 hours a day in and through us, or we perish. Here's another quote. This is from page 85. Each day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. And here's another one. We constantly remind ourselves, this is page 87 of the big book. We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show, humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, thy will be done. So the original 12-step program was a way of life and a living meditation. Obviously, probably no one of us is going to every moment of the day and every decision turn to God. But that's the goal that we need to aspire to and we need to grow towards, or we'll perish if you're a chronic or real addict of any variety. That's why Bill talks about, the big book, but most of the first 100 or so pages were written by Bill Wilson, that most people have to go so far down before they're willing to live this way, because we're attached to, TV, and we're attached to everything except God, service, and inner work, right? All our attention is everywhere but those three things, and those are the three things that'll save us. And or keeping our attention on those things, and paradoxically recognizing that we're addicts of various varieties, so we can't keep our attention on there. But if we take the next right step, God will help us stay on the path. So I believe this is why so many people relapse is that the emphasis has gone away from those three things, from God, service, and keeping ourselves inwardly clean so that we're connected to God, and it's gone towards meetings and literature study and, you know, da da da, and 90 meetings in 90 days, and doing, some people do one step a year. The steps aren't meant to be done once a year, they're meant to be done in a very short time, and then they're meant to be lived for the rest of your life. This isn't popular news, of course. Do one step a year, that's easy peasy. Um, 90 meetings in 90 days, that's inconvenient, but you don't really, other than showing up, then you don't really have to do anything. You just have to drive. Um, so, so the path of surrender to God, as presented in the original 12-step program, is for people who are willing to go to any lengths. And sadly, most people have to go fall so low before they're willing to go to any lengths. Any lengths. I wish you a day full of seeking God and God's will in your life. Take care. Much love.